Right, we continue with our rolling coverage. ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa will unveil his party's 2026 local government election manifesto. That's happening at the Riverside Park in Diepsloot, north of Johannesburg, a little later this morning. For more, back to our senior reporter, Samkele Maseko. Samkele, I hope you've defrosted on your end. We're obviously edging closer to the launch of the manifesto. Economic development is going to be taking center stage. So we're building up to that. Lots of expectations as well on the road to local government elections. Perhaps you can continue to paint the picture for us this morning.
Indeed, Liesl, what's at the top of the agenda for the ANC's local government manifesto is issues of local economic development in various municipalities across the country and fixing the issues of service delivery as highlighted by the ANC President's speech yesterday in the unveiling of the nominees of the mayoral nominees of the African National Congress. I am going to bring in Mr. Panyaza Lesufi, who is the provincial chairperson of the ANC in Gauteng, or is the convener of the provincial task team of the ANC in Gauteng. Mr. Lesufi, just the essence of Riverside, its history and local government. You've been in the Gauteng provincial government for quite some time. It's one of the establishments that were built to try and reduce the backlog that was there, moving people from Alexandra to Riverside here in Diepsloot.
Thank you so much, and thanks for hosting us. I think from the first document of the ANC, Ready to Govern, we indicated that we want to build human settlements that are closer to workplaces, that are closer to schools, that are closer to clinics, that are closer to shopping malls and other things. And Riverside is a demonstration of that. That's why we felt when the national leadership asked us that where can we take the launch of the manifesto to, we said Riverside, because this is one of the more than 9 mega projects that we have. And that's why we moved from the concept housing to human settlement, because housing is purely about houses only. But human settlement, it incorporates all these things at the same time. So we are proud you can walk to a big macro store here. You can walk to a shopping complex. You can walk to a school. You can share a house with a rich person and a poor person at the same place. And this is the kind of development that we think we took time, but we need across all the country sides of our country. So we're quite excited that the launch will happen here.
When you look at these mega housing, mega human settlements projects, particularly I've seen some that are being rolled out within the eThekwini municipality in Konobi. There are some that are going to be rolled out between Mkambatini, going up towards the eThekwini municipality, some in Randfontein, West Rand. What are some of the main key mega projects that you have in the province of Gauteng working with local government that you are going to try and roll out?
Well, the big one is, which is not far from here, it's Clayville, which is on Olifantsfontein. We're taking advantage of the growth of Waterfall and the entire Midrand area, that we want it to grow, purely because gone are the days where you think you just build a house, one house or three houses only. We have to go up because the land space is limited, but at the same time, accommodate everyone. Accommodate that need bonded houses, accommodate those that are in what we call the middle strata, that they don't qualify for a bonded house, they don't qualify for an RDP. You give them social housing. And you also accommodate those that are coming straight from informal settlement, because our mission is to eliminate informal settlement. And this can only be showcased here at Riverside and the 9 other mega settlements that we have just mentioned. We're indeed excited to host here. I know many people say, why didn't you go to a stadium? If you went to a stadium, we will not know about Riverside. Some people say, why didn't you go to a community hall? We will not know this development, because these developments to us demonstrate the journey that we have walked, demonstrate the planning, because many people think local government is only about potholes, lack of refusal collection. It's about development. I mean, to create a city like this, it's planning. To create a city like this, it's development, spatial planning. To create a city like this, roads and all other infrastructure, it takes time. And we're quite excited that the ANC accepted our offer to say, come to Riverside so that we can showcase the future of South Africa.
You are speaking about spatial planning in an area in a democratic dispensation, particularly going into the profession of town and regional planning. Going into the areas of Clayville, there are some human settlements areas that are not yet complete within that area, that have been left derelict for about 3-4 years. What are the plans around those particular units that have been left derelict and the contractors that have left on site and have not completed the work there?
It's the price we will normally pay if we have developers that wants to move ahead of government. It's the price that we'll pay with developers that wants to put profit ahead of the social responsibility, if you check around that Olifantsfontein development, it pains us because it's not a government project, it's a private sector development. But because it has stalled, it affects government, it affects our image, it affects our standing. And the biggest pain, and that's why we always tell people, if you want to develop, get the funding first and get your plans ready so that as government we can come and build infrastructure. Because you find that the developer said, I'm ready. And we budget for a school, we budget for a hospital, we budget for roads, and that developer struggles with the bank. And because they struggle with the bank, that developer stalls. And if it stalls, we still have a budget of a school, we still have a budget of a clinic, and therefore we don't work together. So, but now we've created a forum with developers, like we did here. We've learned from this kind of experience where we say, let's move at the same time. When you are ready, tell us, we'll come with our budget, we'll come with our plans, come with your funds, and we'll be in a position to deal with this kind of development. But I'm excited about this development. And it also demonstrates to those that wanted to stop. It was not easy. There are people that stopped us here. There are people that took us to court, but we defeated them because we really believe mixed residential areas is the future. Gone are the days where people have to use their money for transport purely because they're staying away from job opportunities.
In 30 seconds, Mr. Lesufi, speaking about that particular development in those areas of Clayville, if you go that particular stretch of route, I think it's under Johannesburg municipality, the road is very dilapidated there. It's atrocious to even drive there. It's a shame. What are the plans around that particular roading infrastructure that is under Johannesburg Roads Agency?
I'm excited that we've raised that issue. What we've done now, and which is both the economy and the preservation of main roads. Drive here in Johannesburg at night, you'll see the kind of road maintenance that we have unrolled. If we conclude that level, we are now going into the inner roads. We've done the R24, R21, you see our R59. We've concluded that project, which cost almost 4 billion. It was part of the decision we took to discontinue with e-tolls so that we can maintain those roads. Now we are taking those roads to the inner city. The roads that we've just mentioned, it's part of those because the capacity is there, the budget is there, so that we can solve this issue of potholes once and for all.
Just your response to the political killings task team arresting 5 employees of the Imfuleni municipality this morning. The political killings task team, National Political Killings Task Team, has arrested 5 Imfuleni municipality employees this morning.
I don't want to say it's our work because when people were calling for the disbandment of the political task team in KZN, we called for the establishment of that team. They've done wonderful work. There are many other arrests that you'll hear in some of these municipalities and political killings that were closed and shut, that were cold cases. They are reopening those cases. So we are quite proud and excited that they've arrested the 5 people.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lesufi. I'm just going to bring in for 2 minutes Dr. Dixon Masamula. Dr. Dixon Masamula, just the essence of local government. Many municipalities are suffering from not receiving services. What are some of the interventions that are being led in ensuring that your manifesto encompasses some of the deficiencies in local government, and particularly when it comes to service delivery?
Well, the ANC today, as we will be launching our manifesto, we move from an understanding that the state of local government in the country requires a very serious attention, and therefore this manifesto is a plan of commitment towards bettering the living conditions of our people. We are going to be focusing on strategic pillars of the system in terms of repositioning these municipalities from a systems point of view, because we have discovered that the politics, the manner in which the internal architectural design and the arrangements of the impact of the political arrangements of our municipalities requires a very serious attention. And therefore, part of the work that we're going to be doing is to deal with that aspect of the political systems of the municipalities. But secondly, from an engineering point of view, that will be strengthening infrastructure, maintenance, delivery of services, and alternative models of delivery of services. We are advancing, for instance, through a process on Vulindlela, a process of accelerating service delivery. There are utility models that we are actually exploring. There are issues of trading of services so that resources that are accruing to these municipalities are ring-fenced to make sure that there is massive infrastructure maintenance, delivery, and certainty to communities with regard to services. So as we're launching this manifesto, we are not necessarily lamenting. We do have a very clear plan, concrete, which the President will be outlining. But internally, as an organizational system, through various subcommittees of support of intervention to these municipalities, these catership that we're going to be deployed post the 4th of November is going to be guided very strongly and very closely by all those plans.
Dr. Masamula, in 30 seconds, we're out of time. The issue of killings, political killings around councillors. We've seen the killing of Councillor Keke Kwela in Ward 17 in eThekwini. What are some of the measures that cooperative governance in your other capacity is working with law enforcement to try and curb this particular scourge going in towards the local government elections, the killing of councillors?
Well, basically, we do have an interministerial committee that is responsible for matters of municipal elections, which is chaired by ourselves in COCTA, working together with Home Affairs and the South African Police Services and other departments. These matters are top on the agenda, and to the extent that SABC is hard at work, we believe that those who have committed those stupid acts of taking lives of our councillors will be arrested. But from a preparatory point of view, we are working very hard, and we work together with SABC, we work together with our traditional leaders, we work together with everybody in the country. What we are only pleading now is that South Africans must be very patient. South Africans must understand that democracy, it is about people expressing their wishes, their expectations, and to that extent, we must respect their wills and therefore work with our councillors because they also deserve these better social conditions that are saved for their own life as well.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dixon Masamula, who is an ANC National Executive Committee member responsible for local government, speaking about the myriad of issues that will be covered in the local government elections manifesto of the President of the African National Congress, Cyril Ramaphosa, who will be delivering it on behalf of the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress, and the Provincial Chairperson of Gauteng, Mr. Lesufi, speaking about the arrest of the 5 individuals from Mfuleni municipality who were nabbed by the political killings task team.